Let's start with a puzzle. How is it possible for one man's vision to build the very factories that powered America to victory in World War II, and at the same time build the industrial heart of its greatest rival? It sounds like a paradox, doesn't it? But this is the true story of an architect whose impact is felt on both sides of history.
It is the absolutely incredible story of an architect who didn't just design buildings. He designed the very engine of the modern world. A man whose legacy is as massive as it is complicated.
This is HiTS, History's Inspiring Tales. Today, we delve into the remarkable life of the architect who gave shape to the 20th century, a man of staggering vision and even greater contradictions, Albert Kahn.
So where does a story like this even begin? Well, like so many great American stories, it starts with a journey.
Albert Kahn was just 12 years old when he landed in Detroit, an immigrant from Prussia. He was clearly a brilliant kid, and he even won a scholarship to go see the great buildings of Europe. But the real game changer, that came from his own family. His brother Julius was an engineer, and he patented something called the Kahn System, a new way of using reinforced concrete. And that invention would literally become the foundation of his brother's empire. And this right here shows you the revolution he started. I mean, before Kahn, factories with these dark wooden fire traps just crammed with columns that got in the way of everything. But using his brother's concrete system, Kahn basically blew the walls out. He created these huge, open, sun-filled spaces. He wasn't just building buildings, he was building machines, perfectly designed for the flow of an assembly line.
And you know what's so fascinating is that while all these famous European architects were just writing theories about form follows function, Kahn was already in Detroit actually doing it on a massive scale. He wasn't a philosopher, he was a builder, and man, he was decades ahead of everyone else. And nowhere was his impact felt more than in his new hometown, Detroit. Look, you just can't talk about the invention of the modern car without talking about two people. Henry Ford, the guy with the big idea, and Albert Kahn, the architect who gave that idea a place to live and breathe. Together, these two men literally put the world on wheels. First, you had the Highland Park plant in 1909. This was the birthplace of the moving assembly line for the famous Model T. And then, in 1917, he designed the Ford River Rouge complex, which was just, awe-inspiring. It was practically a city of industry, so big it became the largest manufacturing center on the entire planet, with 120,000 people working there. And that was really just the beginning. In total, Kahn designed nearly 900 buildings in Detroit alone. Just think about that number for a second. 900. It's no surprise they started calling him the architect of Detroit. But you know, it would be a huge mistake to think he only did factories. He applied that same genius to every kind of building you can imagine, and in doing so, he shaped the very soul of the city.
He's the one who gave Detroit its Art Deco masterpiece, the Fisher Building. It's so gorgeous and detailed, people call it Detroit's largest art object. It's like a cathedral dedicated to commerce.
And then, right across the street, he built what was at the time the second largest office building in the world, the headquarters for General Motors, an absolute titan of stone and steel that really anchored that whole part of the city.
So by the late 1920s, Albert Kahn is pretty much the most successful industrial architect on the planet. His American dream has come true big time. But then the story takes this sharp, unexpected turn, a chapter that, interestingly enough, often gets left out of the mainstream story. The Great Depression just shattered the American economy. All the building projects dried up. Kahn's giant firm was on the brink of collapse. And that's when a contract shows up from a place nobody could have ever predicted, the Soviet Union.
At this point, Joseph Stalin had just launched his first 5-year plan. It was this brutal, incredibly ambitious push to drag the Soviet Union from a farming country into an industrial powerhouse, like overnight. And to do that, they needed factories, and they knew exactly who the best factory builder in the world was. And the scale of this project is it's staggering. Get this, between 1929 and 1932, Albert Kahn's firm designed 521 factories for the Soviet government. Seriously, that's not a typo, 521. He essentially became the consulting architect for all industrial construction in the entire USSR. But he didn't just send them blueprints, he sent them the knowledge. Kahn sent a team of his best people to Moscow, where they set up a school and trained more than 4,000 Soviet architects and engineers in American industrial design. He basically taught them how to do it. And this right here brings us to the very heart of Albert Kahn's legacy. A legacy of incredible creation, sure, but also of deep, profound contradiction. This is where it all comes together. A decade later, during World War II, Kahn designs the Willow Run bomber plant for Ford. It's a mile-long factory that pumps out a B-24 bomber every single hour, fueling the arsenal of democracy. But at the same time, the Stalingrad tractor plant, one of the very first factories Kahn built for the Soviets, was busy making T-34 tanks to fight the Nazis. The same mind, the very same methods, ended up building the foundations for two opposing superpowers. So, what do we make of that? Was he just a brilliant architect doing his job? You know, a pragmatist trying to keep his company from going under during the Depression? Or does his story show us how simple, practical decisions can end up having these massive, unforeseen consequences that shape world history? And it really leaves us with an even bigger question, doesn't it? What is the real responsibility of a creator? How are we supposed to judge a legacy when the things they built are used in ways they never could have imagined, for both good and for ill? If this story resonated with you, hit that like button. Share it with someone who needs a dose of inspiration. And don't forget to subscribe to HiTS for more tales of human ingenuity. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep believing in the power of your own persistence.